Yeah.
Oh, hey, it's you!
Yep.
Oh god, my head is killing me. Did I see a movie? What was that?
I think it said bye-bye, man.
Ah! What's going on?
Bye-bye, man.
Don't say it, don't think it, don't say it, don't think it, don't say it,
Don't say
think
it,
don't say it,
don't
don't
say
think
it,
it, don't
don't
say
think
it, don't think it. Okay, so, hello everyone. I went and saw a movie called The Bye-Bye Man.
No, don't say it. Don't think it.
Fine. I went and saw a movie. A January horror movie.
Yes.
And let me tell you, I was amazed at how awful it was. Like, completely terrible on every single level. I tweeted out that it had some of the worst, like, scripting and editing and performances, and it was just a masterpiece of awful. And I really stand by that. I mean, it was... Hello. Hello? Ah! Part 1. Who do this? The film is written by Jonathan Penner and directed by Stacy Title, and if those sound like fake names, that is just a coincidence because these are actually real people. I thought they were fake names.
The screenwriter's name was Jonathan Penner.
Anyway, they're a married filmmaking team, and they have made the recent classics
Hood of Horror.
and Let the Devil Wear Black. And Jonathan Penner, the screenwriter, is pretty well known for a role in Survivor. No, I'm not kidding. The film was adapted from a short story called The Bridge to Body Island. So in some way, I guess this was like a literary work, and all of the details about the film remain a complete mystery. The man aside, the film is sort of a virus movie about a thought or series of words that can drive people crazy and violent. Perhaps if handled better, this idea could have been something sort of great. However, handled great, it was not. The film chooses to take this idea and personify it into the Bye-Bye Man.
Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't think it. Don't say it. Don't.
Jesus! So they turn this idea into a Grim Reaper-like character with a terribly CG dog who shows up occasionally to do nothing other than shout "boo" directly at the audience for no real reason. And that's sort of like the biggest problem with the movie if I had to name one. It's just it misuses its own idea to such a startling, mind-boggling level. There's no real lore, except for a few things. We have no idea how he works, except for the occasional symbolic representations like coins or a train, which signify nothing. Then when he finally shows up in the movie, he's just there with nothing to do but look menacing and walk around. The whole movie could have been about this thought virus thing and never showed him, and would have made no difference.
Eek. Glad I didn't waste my time on that.
Part 2, flippin' characters. So this may seem like a super basic thing, but characters in your film need to be characters.
How enlightening.
Like, they need to have personality and agency, and they need to be active. We need to be engaged in what they're doing and who they are and how they change and whatnot. Holy shit, is this not writing good female characters thing both real and a real big problem. So the female lead of this movie is remarkably badly written. She has no motivation, no agency, no personality, and she's not active at all. She is only characterized by what other people's relationship to her is. This basically makes her character a big plot device. That's it. She has no real dramatic purpose. She is just there for our hero to experience conflict. The majority of the movie, she doesn't do anything. She just kind of sits around and waits. Elliot, the main character, is in love with her. They live together with a roommate. He starts to worry that she might be sleeping with the roommate based on a whole lot of evidence, yet he never confronts her about this. What's her struggle with this? We have no idea because the movie doesn't think her perspective is important. But one badly written female character is one thing, but there is another badly written female character in this film. Her character drastically changes from scene to scene, starting as a friend who is sensitive to psychic energy or whatever, to full on being able to hold a seance and talk to the dead, which is established and never mentioned again, to then become a horrible murderer because she feels the need to stop the Bye-Bye Man. Ah, shit!
Ah!
He knows we're here! Get down!
I can't move. I'm stuck here.
Hey, buddy. Hello? Nix, you there? I'm ready to record. Hello? Yeah, I tried to call you earlier, but you hung up on me after screaming or something. I think you were trying to say hello, but it sounded like... The Bye-Bye Man. Yeah, so we are going forward with that review. Okay, cool. Are you ready for my part? Am I supposed to have an introduction? Is that the introduction? Alright, nice. I'll just get into it then. You can make some kind of cool transition for me or something before I start talking. Over the past few years, it's become less of an open secret and more of a known fact that January is the graveyard for movies. When a studio is fully aware their film is going to be dead on arrival, they make sure it releases in January. Horror movies especially end up in this field because some people really don't know how to make a good horror movie. And even if some professionals on set get a good sense that they're in the middle of making a flop, nobody plays the hero by speaking up to prevent these piles of garbage from reaching the final edit. As a result, we get microwave failures like 2016's opening film, The Forest, which was offensively bad, and this year we got The Bye-Bye Man, which was laughably bad. I'm an optimistic kind of moviegoer. I want movies I go see to be good. I want them to be good. But even I felt from the start that this was going to be terrible, and my cynical view was a good call. The Bye-Bye Man is such a bad horror movie that I couldn't feel a single ounce of fear throughout the film. Right off the bat, I'll let you guys know how ineffective it was. 0% scary. I couldn't have been less scared by a movie that was hyping itself up as some kind of juggernaut of horror. I even have the opposite problem. I laughed, and I laughed more than once. You cannot take this movie seriously. From the title to the character behavior to the character's complete inability to even think about any situation they're in, it's all ridiculous. They even have a librarian character inserted whose contribution to the film is being the best unintentional comedy relief you could ever ask for. It would take a full video special to explain every point at which the Bye-Bye Man failed to produce horror. It has no concept of scary. Yeah, I know. A movie called The Bye-Bye Man has no concept of scary, who would have guessed? But really, it didn't even come close to executing a damn thing right. Effective horror movies need to get the audience as comfortable as possible with believing in the reality of the movie and knowing the characters. Even though horror movies are all about situations created by a severe lack of empathy, that major human element is extremely crucial for pulling off a terrifying film. Give us characters to care about, make us believe they're people, let us spend time getting to know them a bit so we grow some emotion towards them, and then make us nervous. The Bye-Bye Man begins to fail immediately by giving us characters we are incapable of believing and can't possibly care about. Like Nick said earlier, it's bad to the point of having characters that are just plot devices instead of people. The female lead is... well, she's there. Basically, she's just part of the cast. She's there to be the girlfriend and also show off some effects of knowing the Bye-Bye Man's name, which brings me to one of my major complaints. If any of you have been following my channel for a while or looked around, you'll know that I've covered a good amount of Slenderman content. I can tell you with complete conviction that I think the writers of the Bye-Bye Man ripped off Slenderman. The concept is the same, the side effects are the same, the reason he'll start following you and attacking you is exactly the same. They even got Doug Jones, the first professional actor to portray Slenderman in a movie, to play the Bye-Bye Man. Doug Jones has now played both Slenderman and a knockoff of Slenderman. Just how bad is Doug's agent that he was booked for the same failing part 2 times in a row? By the way, that Slenderman film I mentioned is Always Watching, a Marble Hornet story, which is supposed to be based on Marble Hornets. It's the worst attempt at a Marble Hornet story you could get and belongs in the same trash can as the Bye-Bye Man. It's an insult to Marble Hornets. Please, never ever waste precious minutes of your life watching it. And in addition to having characters you can't believe in, don't have empathy for, and just don't care about seeing die, you get to be abused by the same awful cliche hat trick every single bad movie has abused and used for the past few years: the false jump scare. We have at least 3 of them, I'd say, with 2 of them being painfully obnoxious. You are going to laugh. Really, you're going to laugh at least once for one of them. Maybe even loud enough to irritate the 2 other people in the theater. Ridiculous jump scares by things that aren't the monster, accompanied by loud noises that make no sense for the moment at all? Yeah, the Bye Bye Man has them, don't worry. Altogether, this movie feels amateur as hell. They have so many ridiculous over-the-top elements and moments that are designed to be overly creepy or scary. Try hard is exactly the term I would use. The Bye Bye Man was written by someone who knows some of the lyrics to a song, but has no clue how to sing properly or what the words even mean. They can't even stay on key. The Bye Bye Man is every bit the stupid, empty failure of a movie most of us expected it would be. Truly, it was, in the words of Chris Straub, a creepypasta veteran, a movie that may as well have been called The Pee Pee Poopa Man.
What happened?
Oh, nothing.
Oh, well, that's disappointing. I thought he was gonna, kill us or something. I'm gonna be honest, I don't know where to go from here. Fucking editing! Holy shit! Is the editing and scripting of your movie so damn important? Truth be told, it is your movie. In this film, the scripting and the overall story construction was so, awful that it made me want to scream in the theater.
So the movie was scary.
Yeah, I guess it was. Structural editing. So structural editing refers to the overall narrative of your film and how pieces all come together to form an entire story. And this movie has some of the most piss-poor structural editing I've ever seen. I mean, there are full-on scenes that don't need to be there whatsoever. There's a scene where Elliot, the lead character, goes to the library to find out more about the Bye Bye Man. Shit! Alright, why are we so afraid of it if nothing happens when I say it? Anyways, Elliot goes to the library and for whatever reason the scene is broken up into 5 parts. In the first part, he looks it up on his computer. Then we see a totally pointless scene where female character goes to a gardening store to ask about a nightstand. No information is gained in this scene. Then Elliot reads an article someone wrote about the Bye Bye Man shortly before killing everyone in the opening sequence of the film. Then we go to another pointless scene where the roommate goes to a class and finds a picture of the Bye Bye Man on his phone and is jump scared by his instructor. This scene also doesn't give us any information. Back to the fucking library. The Bye Bye Man shows up and scares Elliot, then he's late and has to go find the others. This is bad editing for a very simple reason. This could have been just one library scene, but they decided that it needed to be broken up into 5 segments to give us these subplots to go to, and the subplots actually don't add anything to the narrative and are just super frustrating. But the other thing is, when you cut to another scene in your big expositionary scene where the audience learns everything they need to know about the villain of the movie, then that prioritizes the other scenes as having importance when they actually don't. So that makes us expect something coming from those scenes, and when nothing does come from those scenes, we want to kill ourselves. The scene at the garden store ends super abruptly without gaining any information, but later we find a note relating to the previous owner of the nightstand. This all could have been combined together in the library scene and the movie wouldn't feel a year long. Momentary editing. It is what refers to our current space and time. This is where you craft all your stuff. You craft performances, you craft your scene-to-scene dialogue and the pace of your movie and all of that stuff. But most importantly, this is where you craft scares. In a horror movie, that's pretty important. And because of poor momentary editing, the movie never really functions as a horror movie. It never really scares anyone. Just about all the dialogue is flat or blatantly terrible. An awful lot is just explaining stuff to the audience. Typically that would be fine if it was done in a way that was engaging. Sadly here, the movie creates whole scenes to tell us what's happening, and by the end we're still confused. As far as the scares go, the movie has nothing. No atmosphere, no stakes, no scary anything. They try to scare you a couple times, but it's always just these very blatant random jump scares.
I hate jump scares. They suck.
Okay, but do you know why you hate jump scares, or do you just hate them because people say you should hate them?
They're annoying. I think.
So storytelling is guided by very basic logical and connective principles. Between all of your action lines, you must be able to include the words therefore or but. Very simple. So, for instance, this skeleton man here is hungry, but he doesn't have internal organs. Therefore, he starves.
Thanks, asshole.
See, it's very simple. So here's where we get into jump scares and why they're so goddamn annoying. See, I actually don't mind them in form or concept. They can be fun, but the movie cannot stop for them to happen. So in The Bye Bye Man, every time the movie wants to scare you, it stops the movie dead, scares you, then goes back to the movie. As far as horror goes, this is like unforgivable and super annoying. I find jump scares to be completely fine as long as they follow basic momentary logic. And if they don't, then you do not need them in your movie. Part 4, this is a really bad movie. I want to walk you through this because it's ridiculously amazing how bad this is. First off, you can hear the train honking. That's, as I scroll through here, you can hear the train going, blah. She is full-blown running towards people that she thinks have had an accident. He's freaking out because he knows that there's no accident. And notice, there's no car accident here. Now, she is just standing on the tracks. Just standing there. Now, this is very important. In the next shot, we are the train, and she is here. Now, her eye line in this shot is at him. She's looking at him. She's not looking at the car accident. She's looking at him. Now we go in. Now she's looking over here. So she's not looking at him because he's over here. So that means she was looking at him. In between these shots, she has turned her head in this extremely slow train, turned to look at where the accident was, is now overcome with joy about whatever it is that she's now seeing, which is presumably no accident. Now watch as her face shifts and tell me this isn't intentional. Like, her face goes from this pretty, calm, happy-ish expression to, oh no, I know I'm angry at the sky, but it's a colors thing. If you wanted to convey that someone is going to die in a train accident, why would you make this shot express beauty? Wouldn't you want it to express, the trees are dead here. That's good. The trees being dead is a great thing, right? The color of the grass is right, but why the blue? Why that? Why not gray? Why not make this look just as nightmarish as all of this? It's amazingly bad. It's just amazingly bad. Well, it's no surprise here, but this movie was particularly terrible. However, I do hope that you learned something and something good came out of The Bye Bye Man.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Thank you for watching me today. I hope you will come back again. The Dark Lord would appreciate it if you would like and subscribe. Perhaps also give the Dark Lord some of your fine currency over at patreon.com/NickSpheres. The Dark Lord blesses you.